Welcome back to my channel. The coin spot today is best top 4 coins, one you want to miss. We're diving into the world of United States coins. Please don't skip this video, so let's get it started. Top 1. 2006 Elizabeth II 5 pence, 5p. Coin issued in the United Kingdom, covering its design, history, specifications, and other relevant numismatic detail. Overview of the 2006 Elizabeth II 5 pence coin, UK. The 2006 Elizabeth II 5 pence coin is part of the decimal coinage system in the United Kingdom and represents 1/20th of a pound sterling, pound. This particular coin belongs to the third portrait series of Queen Elizabeth II and was struck at the Royal Mint. It continued the standard reverse design used since the smaller-sized 5 pence coins were introduced in 1990, replacing the larger version that dated back to the original decimalization of UK currency in 1971. The 5p coin, while small and light, plays a significant role in everyday transactions. By 2006, it had become a common part of British coinage, circulating widely throughout the UK. Its design, materials, and production quality reflect the tradition and craftsman obverse, front, design. The obverse-ship of the Royal Mint, which has been producing coins for over 1,100 years of the 2006 5 pence coin, features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This is the third definitive coinage portrait, created by the sculptor Ian Rank Broadley FRBS. Introduced in 1998, this portrait replaced the Raphael Maclauf effigy used from 1985 to 1997. Rank Broadley's depiction is noted for its realism and maturity, showing the Queen facing right, wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece often worn in coinage portraits. The initials IRB for Ian Rank Broadley appear just below the neckline of the portrait around the outer edge of the obverse Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2006 inch. This stands for Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This is a traditional inscription that appears on British coinage and reflects the monarch's status as head of state and the Church of England. The reverse of the coin, as used from 1990 until it was replaced by the new jigsaw-style design in 2008, features a stylized depiction of the Badge of Scotland, a crown thistle designed by Christopher Ironside. The thistle has long been associated with Scotland and is one of the most iconic floral emblems in British heraldry. The crown above the thistle symbolizes the unity of the United Kingdom and the monarchy's role in that unity. The reverse also includes the denomination, simply inscribed as 5 pence, around the top edges of the coin. The clean and symmetrical design helped the coin be easily recognizable and widely accepted during its circulation years. 5 physical specifications. Denomination: 5 pence, 5p. Year of issue: 2006. Issuing country: United Kingdom. Metal composition: copper nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight: 3.25 grams. Diameter: 18.00 millimeters. Thickness: approximately 1.7 m. Edge: milled. At this time, coins were still made of copper nickel. However, by 2011, the Royal Mint began producing 5p and 10p coins in nickel-plated steel to reduce costs. Therefore, the 2006 coin is still part of the earlier, slightly more valuable copper-nickel generation circulation and mintage. The 2006 5 pence coin was minted in large numbers for general circulation. While exact mintage figures may vary depending on the source, it's estimated that hundreds of millions of these coins were produced to meet everyday demand. This makes the coin relatively common and not particularly rare in circulated condition. However, uncirculated or proof versions, such as those issued in Royal Mint sets, can be of interest to collectors. The coin was also included in brilliant uncirculated mint sets and proof sets released by the Royal Mint in 2006. These collector versions were struck using higher quality minting processes and are more valuable on the numismatic market, especially when kept in pristine condition. Collectability and value for general circulation: the 2006 5p coin is not considered rare, and in circulated condition, its value typically does not exceed its face value. However, for collectors, coins in mint condition, especially from proof sets, may fetch higher prices, anywhere from £5 to £10 depending on condition and presentation. Coins with errors can also be worth significantly more. Though these are rare, it's also important to note that copper-nickel coins, like the 2006 5p, are slightly more desirable than their later steel counterparts because they do not rust and have a higher intrinsic metal value, although still far below their face value. Top 2. The 2008 Elizabeth II 5 pence coin, UK, including its design, history, composition, significance, and relevant context within UK coinage overview and historical background. The 2008 Elizabeth II 5-pence coin is part of the United Kingdom's decimal coinage system and marks a significant turning point in modern British coinage due to a major redesign of the reverse side that was introduced that year. This coin belongs to the post-decimalization era that began in 1971, when the UK officially adopted the decimal currency system, moving away from the old pounds, shillings, and pence structure, while 5-pence coins had been circulating since 1968 in preparation for decimalization. The 2008 version is especially notable because it was the first year in which the Royal Mint launched a completely new series of reverse designs for circulating coins, replacing the previous designs that had been in use for decades. This new series aimed to bring a fresh, unified aesthetic to the coins of the realm while still preserving the traditional British identity and heritage obverse design, front side. The obverse of the 2008 5-pence coin features the familiar portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, which by then had been seen on UK coinage for over 5 decades. The specific portrait used in 2008 is the fourth definitive portrait, created by Ian Rank Broadley FRBS, which had been in use since 1998. This depiction of the Queen presents her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece of royal jewelry that is both elegant and historically significant. The Queen's portrait is highly detailed, realistic, and mature, reflecting her age and dignity at the time. Surrounding the portrait is the Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 2008. This stands for Elizabeth II, the reigning monarch. DG Reg de Grazia Regina F.D Fidei Defensor. The year 2008 marks the coin's mintage date. This traditional inscription reinforces the coin's place within the long lineage of British monarchs and royal iconography. Reverse design, backside. The reverse of the 2008 5-pence coin was designed by Matthew Dent, who won a public competition organized by the Royal Mint to redesign the reverses of all UK coins from 1p to £1. His innovative concept was to take the Royal Shield of Arms, the national emblem of the United Kingdom, and divide it among the various coin denominations in a jigsaw-like format. When placed together, the coins form the complete shield. On the 5-pence coin, you see the lower right section of the Royal Shield, specifically the third quarter, which shows part of the second and third lions passant guard ant of England and the lion rampant of Scotland. The detail is precise and stylized, capturing the strength and heritage of the United Kingdom's heraldic tradition in a modern and minimalist way. Importantly, the 2008 5-pence coin does not include a numeral indicating its value. Instead, it simply bears 5 pence. This makes it essential for users to recognize the denomination by both text and context, which was a shift from earlier designs where numbers were more prominent. Specifications and composition. Here are the technical details for the 2008 5-pence coin. Composition: weight, 3.25 grams. Diameter, 18.0 millimeters. Thickness, 1.7 millimeters. Edge, milled. Although 5-pence coins were originally larger when first issued in 1968, the size was reduced in 1990 as part of a general effort to make UK coinage lighter and more convenient. The 2008 version maintains the smaller size that was introduced in the early 90s. Minting and circulation. The 5-pence coin is one of the most commonly used coins in UK circulation, and the 2008 edition was minted in large numbers by the Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, South Wales. Due to its high mintage, the 2008 5-pence is not considered rare, and circulated examples are generally only worth their face value. However, it remains an important and symbolic coin in the context of the 2008 design overhaul. There are also brilliant uncirculated, proof, and collector's versions of the coin available as part of sets issued by the Royal Mint. These are struck with higher quality and finish and may be of interest to numismatists and coin collectors. Top 3. The 2000 Elizabeth II 5-pence coin, UK, including its historical background, design elements, technical specifications, and cultural significance. This coin is part of the UK's decimal currency system and represents a pre-redesign era of British coinage, with unique features that distinguish it from later issues like the 2008 version. The 2000 Elizabeth II 5-pence coin. A detailed overview. The 2005 pence coin from the United Kingdom is a small yet historically and culturally significant piece of currency. Struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, it belongs to the second generation of decimal 5-pence coins, specifically the reduced-size version that was introduced in 1990. The 2000 edition carries with it decades of design tradition, economic evolution, and royal symbolism. Though considered common and widely circulated, this coin offers insight into a pivotal era in British numismatics and the enduring image of Elizabeth II at the dawn of a new millennium. Historical context. The 5-pence denomination was first introduced in 1968, 3 years before decimalization officially took place in 1971. It was initially intended as a direct replacement for the shilling, which had the same value, 1/20th of a pound. The original 5-pence coins were larger and shared the same size and weight as the pre-decimal shilling. However, by 1990, the Royal Mint reduced the size of the 5-pence coin as part of a general modernization of UK coinage, aiming to make coins more compact and easier to handle. The 2005 pence coin is part of this second generation of decimal 5-pence pieces, smaller, lighter, and more efficient for use in everyday commerce. It was minted at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, and entered general circulation with millions of others, forming a backbone of everyday transactions during that period. The Queen's portrait, the obverse, front, of the 2005 pence coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Maclauff. This portrait was introduced in 1985 and was used on all circulating UK coins until 1997, though on certain denominations, including the 5 pence, it remained in use for a few more years after that. In Maclauff's portrayal, the Queen is shown wearing the George IV state diadem, which is adorned with diamonds and is traditionally worn for the state opening of Parliament. This depiction strikes a balance between elegance and formality, presenting the monarch with a youthful yet stately appearance. Unlike the more mature and realistic depictions introduced in later years, such as the Ian Rank Broadley portrait of 1998, Maclauff's design is noted for its slightly idealized features. The Queen's effigy reads Elizabeth II D.G. Reg. FOD 2000. This stands for Elizabeth II, the monarch's name D.G. Reg. Dei Gratia Regina, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen Fd Fidei Defensor, or Defender of the Faith. 2000. The year of minting this obverse encapsulates the identity and sovereignty of the reigning monarch during a time when the UK was transitioning into a new century marked by significant technological and societal changes. Reverse design. The Badge of Scotland. The reverse of the 2005 pence coin features a design by Christopher Ironside, one of Britain's most celebrated coin designers. His work was selected for the original decimal coinage issued in the 1970s. On the 5 pence coin, Ironside chose to feature the Badge of Scotland, a traditional and heraldic symbol of one of the United Kingdom's 4 nations. At the center of the reverse is a thistle, the national emblem of Scotland, which is encircled by a royal coronet. The thistle is stylized, with intricate detailing that showcases the plant's spiny leaves and characteristic flower head. This imagery symbolizes resilience, beauty, and Scottish heritage, and has been associated with the country since at least the 15th century. Encircling the design is the denomination. 5 pence. This straightforward labeling reinforces the coin's role as everyday currency, easily recognizable to all users of the pound sterling system. The reverse remained unchanged from its initial introduction in 1982 for the larger coins, and continued through the reduced size issues starting in 1990. It wasn't until 2008 that the reverse was redesigned as part of the Matthew Dent series featuring sections of the Royal Shield technical specifications. The 2005 pence coin adheres to the dimensions and standards introduced with the size reduction in 1990. Here are the specifications: metal composition, copper-nickel, cupronickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel weight, 3.25 grams diameter, 18.0 millimeters thickness, 1.7 millimeters edge. Milled. These specifications ensured that the coin was light, durable, and suitable for use in vending machines, parking meters, and other automated systems of the era. Despite being small, the coin's copper-nickel composition made it resistant to corrosion, giving it a long lifespan in circulation. Mintage and circulation. The 5 pence coin was one of the most widely circulated coins in the UK during the late 20th and early 21st centuries. In the year 2000, the Royal Mint produced over 216 million 5 pence coins for general circulation. This high mintage means that the 2000 edition is not considered rare and is still relatively common to find in circulation today, although newer coins have gradually replaced many of the older ones due to its high mintage and modern composition. The 2005 pence coin typically holds no premium above face value unless it is in uncirculated or proof condition, in which case it may be of interest to collectors. Proof versions were often issued in annual mint sets or special collector's editions, featuring a mirror-like finish and extra detail. Cultural and numismatic significance. Although the 2005 pence coin may seem modest in both size and value, it holds cultural significance as a millennial-era artifact. Minted at the turn of the century, it represents a nation rooted in tradition while entering a new technological age. The continuity of royal imagery, heraldic symbolism, and practical design all contribute to the coin's identity as both a utilitarian object and a bearer of national values. Top 4. The 1990 Elizabeth II 5 pence coin, UK, including its historical significance, design details, technical specifications, and context in British numismatics. The 1990 issue marks a significant moment in the evolution of UK currency, especially regarding the size and form of the 5 pence coin. 1990 Elizabeth II 5 pence coin. Full historical and numismatic overview. The 1995 pence coin, minted under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, holds a special place in the chronology of British coinage. While the 5 pence denomination had already been in circulation since the late 1960s, the coin issued in 1990 marked a major transition in the physical characteristics of the denomination. This was the first year in which the UK introduced a smaller-sized version of the 5 pence coin, a change that aligned with broader efforts by the Royal Mint to modernize and streamline the nation's currency system. As such, the 1995 pence is both a circulating coin and a key turning point in British monetary history. Historical context. From decimalization to downsizing, the 5 pence coin was originally introduced in 1968, prior to the official decimalization of British currency in 1971. It was intended to replace the shilling, which had a value equivalent to 1/20th of a pound, or 5 new pence. The original 5 pence coins were of the same size and weight as the pre-decimal shillings and remained unchanged in form for over 2 decades. However, by the late 1980s, the Royal Mint had begun a phased reduction in the size of several coin denominations, driven by economic and practical concerns. The original 5 pence coins were relatively large and heavy for their monetary value. Advances in vending technology and changes in consumer habits prompted the need for more compact and cost-effective coinage. The result was a new, smaller 5 pence coin introduced in June 1990, and that year's issue marks the first release of the reduced-size 5 pence coin. This makes the 1995 pence coin the first of its kind, and thus an important transitional piece in modern UK coin history. Obverse design. The Queen's portrait by Raphael Maclauf. The obverse, front side, of the 1995 pence coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maclauf. This portrait was first introduced in 1985 and remained on coins until 1997 for some denominations. In this design, the Queen is shown wearing the George IV state diadem, a jeweled crown often worn for the state opening of Parliament. Maclauf's portrayal is known for its classical beauty and somewhat idealized features. The Queen's hair is styled neatly, and the image is encircled by an inscription that includes her royal titles and the year of minting. The full legend reads Elizabeth II D.A.G. Reg. F.A.D. 1990. Elizabeth II, the name of the Queen, D.A.G. Reg. de Grazia Regina, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen F.A.D. Fidei Defensor, or Defender of the Faith. 1990, the year the coin was minted. This portrait marks the continuation of Queen Elizabeth II's presence on British coinage, a symbol of both continuity and stability during an era of significant economic and political change. Reverse design. The Scottish Thistle by Christopher Ironside. The reverse, back side, of the coin retains the same design used on 5 pence coins since 1971, created by Christopher Ironside, one of the most respected coin designers in British history. The design features a stylized thistle, the national emblem of Scotland, which is encircled by a royal coronet. This design is both elegant and symbolic, representing the strength and endurance of Scotland as a part of the United Kingdom. The thistle has been used in heraldry and coinage for centuries, and Ironside's interpretation is both modern and respectful of tradition. The design is sharply struck even on the smaller flan, blank coin, ensuring that its detail remained clear despite the coin's reduced diameter. Around the central motif is the coin's denomination 5 pence. There are no numerals on the reverse. Instead, the value is written out in text, which was typical for many UK coins of the time. Technical specifications. The most important feature of the 1995 pence coin is its change in size and weight. Here are the specifications that distinguish it. Metal composition: copper-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight: 3.25 grams. Diameter: 18.0 millimeters. Thickness: 1.7 mm. Edge: milled shape. Round orientation. Metal alignment. This new, compact version replaced the previous larger 5 pence coin, which had a diameter of 23.59 millimeters and a weight of 5.65 grams. The change resulted in significant cost savings in metal, storage, and handling, both for the Royal Mint and for commercial enterprises such as vending machine operators and retailers. Mintage and circulation. Being the first year of issue for the smaller coin, the 1995 pence coin was minted in very large numbers to replace the outgoing larger coins. According to Royal Mint records, over 1.6 billion of these coins were struck for circulation in that year alone. Because of this high mintage, the 1990 issue is not rare or especially valuable, even in excellent condition. However, it remains significant because of its role as the inaugural release of the newly sized coin. For numismatists, first-year issues are often of particular interest due to their historical importance. Additionally, Brilliant uncirculated and proof versions were also issued as part of official mint sets in 1990. These special strikes have a higher quality finish and are collected primarily by enthusiasts. Cultural and economic significance. The launch of the smaller 5 pence coin in 1990 can be seen as part of a broader modernization of UK currency, a process that would continue into the next decades with further redesigns, including the 2008 Shield series. The reduced size coinage was a response to practical challenges, handling costs, machine compatibility, and convenience for the public. At the same time, the coin retained its traditional symbols and royal imagery, reflecting Britain's effort to balance modernization with continuity. In many ways, the 1995 pence coin embodies the economic pragmatism of the late 20th century UK, along with a commitment to retaining national identity and heritage through coin design. Moreover, for those who lived through the early 1990s, this coin would have been a familiar item in pockets and purses used for everything from bus fares to vending machines. It is a quiet yet constant companion to everyday life in Britain at the end of the 20th century. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.